So I've been seeing a lot of very negative reactions and comments online to Nampa City Council's decision on Monday, this was November 17th of 2025, to do water rate increases. This is my challenge to you. Before you turn into a keyboard warrior, please be an informed citizen. It's really easy to go online to complain about an increase. Nobody wants an increase. I want to point out that not a single person showed up to testify in this public hearing. So here's my challenge to you. I clipped this up and I sped it up for you to hear the discussion, for you to hear the actual real statistics so that you can make an informed decision for yourself. We aren't always all going to agree, and you'll see in the votes that even just the 6 of us didn't all agree. We also need to recognize that being fiscally conservative doesn't necessarily mean just saying no to increases always. Nampa, I'm calling on you. We have got to do better as a community. Choose to be an informed, educated citizen and not a keyboard warrior.
Approximately 73,000 domestic and irrigation connections. So we're the largest combined domestic water and pressure irrigation system in Idaho. For FY25, we served 12.7 billion gallons of water. 9.36 billion gallons was irrigation water, and 3.3 billion gallons was domestic. In the Treasure Valley, kind of where we're at and where we fall, in the domestic water, we're second lowest. You can also see there we added water renewal in there to show total water and water renewal costs. We're still in the lower third of all the cities in the Treasure Valley. This is our cost to the citizens today, and you can see where we kind of fall within those that we could compare irrigation rates to. Kind of what our needs are, our aging pipes and our increasing breaks. We currently have 160 miles of domestic pipe at or near the end of life, and 40 miles of pipe that need replacement now. The goal is to replace 5 miles a year, and currently we're approximately 2, which means we're deferring 3 miles per year. And it's roughly $1.2 million per mile of pipe. So you can see that difference of about $3.6 million. On the irrigation side, we have about 154 miles of irrigation pipe that are at or near end of life, and 18 miles need replacement now. We would like to replace 5 miles, that's our goal, and currently we're only at about a mile. So we're deferring up to 4 miles of those replacements a year, which would roughly be $4.8 million a year of deferred maintenance. As you can see in this map, we show irrigation mainline breaks and domestic mainline breaks. In FY25, there were 47 major domestic and irrigation line breaks. They cost anywhere between $4,500 to $200,000. So total cost for line breaks in FY25, over $400,000. $1 million a year to replace aging pipe, and currently we're spending about $3.6 million. So that means we're deferring $8.4 million annually.
So based on that capital plan, the water utility was going to fund approximately $158 million in projects from 2025 through 2032. 87.4 million of that was to replace about 18,000 feet of aging pipe per year, or about 145,000 feet of pipe through 2032. About 8% of that cost is attributable to impact fee projects and would probably be offset by impact fees. But a significant portion of that, about 132 million, is going to have to come from rates. And this is the financial plan that we would project to get you there. And so we'd be looking at basically doubling rates over the next 2 years. So a 62% increase in 26, followed by a 40% increase in 27, and then we would be able to go by with kind of the typical inflationary type adjustment of 4.5% per year. Naturally, that would be cause for concern, so we looked at a different scenario. We cut down some of the main replacements, and so here the reduced capital plan only includes about $97 million of projects, 36 million of which would be to replace pipe. We're projecting about 59,000 feet of pipe through 2032, which would be just over 40% of the target established in the master plan. And on rates, would go down from 132 million to about 69 million over the planning period. So we see the financial plan that supports that capital program, a 10% rate increases per year from fiscal year 26 through fiscal year 2030, and then reverting to 4.5% annual revenue adjustments after that. And so then for a typical bi-monthly bill, we're looking at sort of $3.50 to $4.50 kind of for the next 5 years, and then going back down to more like $2 to $2.50 increases per year in the monthly bill. This is the reduced CIP, $69.9 million in projects through 2032, and a net rate funded burden of about $31 million over that planning period. And so to support that, we're looking at 10-year annual irrigation rate increases from fiscal year 2026 through 2030, and then 4.5% per year after that. But for a typical residential property with 10,700 square feet, we're looking at more like around $20 increases per year in the annual bill.
Have you looked at the analysis about how we get away from that, where we can fund this on a regular basis, take care of what we need to? The emergency repairs are really, really costly.
As we've gone through the studies over the last 6-7 years, looking at how far behind we are. And I've watched the council try very vigorously to defend the financial impact on the citizens of Nampa. But every year, because out of that concern, we keep pushing the maintenance ball further down the road. It's a arithmetic progression that they are increasing.
I'm recommending that we go forward with the increase, even though it's difficult from a cost point of view. But Otherwise, it's putting our head in the sand and hoping nothing breaks, and I just don't think that's realistic. That's not physical science.
That repair under a replacement project, that section that we repaired would roughly have cost us about $30,000 instead of $200,000.
Because part of that cost was the road lifting. So if we had not had a break, you wouldn't have been replacing all that pavement. And that's where a lot of the work we did ourselves internally, and we did have overtime, et cetera. But when you ruin a road and you lift all that pavement and then you have to come in and do the road repair, then you've expanded your costs significantly. Let's move into public hearing. John, we'll have you back to answer any final questions.
Madam Mayor, no one did an advance sign up for public testimony.
Thank you. Is there anyone here that would like to testify on this issue tonight? Okay, seeing no one,
The motion is to approve and authorize the mayor to sign resolution for the 2026 increase domestic water utility rates of 10%, effective December 1st, 2025.
And second, still good. Unfortunately, I hate to see the have to have this increase, but it's just one more reason why we have got to be better about planning 20 years down the road and not letting these things catch us.
I agree with you. I have so many neighbors on fixed incomes, and moving into fixed income, it's very, very concerning. But at the same time, we have to deal with this. And so when you kick the can down the road, you hand it to your kids and to your grandkids, and we can't do that. One thing that we can continue to review is each year we're authorizing 1 year. So on the domestic water, it's $19 and something, I can't remember right off the top of my head. It's the cumulative thing that starts getting you year after year. So it is concerning, but I understand why it needs to be done. Roll call.
Rodriguez?
No.
Jingula?
Yes.
Hammerfield?
No.
Griffin?
No.
Reynolds?
Yes.
Bills?
Yes.
Madam Mayor, it's a tie.
I'm going to vote yes on domestic water.
Vote is 4-3, motion carries.
You sign the resolution for fiscal year 2026.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Discussion. The alternative, what is the alternative? And that's the difficult thing that I'm struggling with as a city, because if we don't fund where we have to have improvements, and I'm sorry I'm prolonging this, and I know we need to make a decision, but I weigh it very seriously, because I know what it's going to do to people. Sometimes it's the difference in what the food that they eat, literally, because their income hasn't gone up, the costs. Irrigation is a little different, but you still have to, you have to have it. I don't know what the option is, and I know John just went through it, but I don't know what the option is. This is a difficult situation. This is the challenge with being a larger, older city.
We've tried to stay inexpensive for the citizens year after year, and it's admirable on one side, but it catches up.
It's short-sighted on the other.
And so now we're at a point where we need to make increases, and folks are going to be upset, understandably. But at the same time, to not start planning and replacing is further putting the residents at risk.
I believe we had a motion. Is that correct? Motion and a second? I think we're ready for roll call.
Rodriguez?
No.
Jingula?
No.
Hammerfield?
No.
Griffin?
No.
Reynolds?
Yes.
Bills? 2 in favor, 4 opposed, motion fails.
Okay, as that motion fails, what is the will of the council? Is there another backup motion?
Mayor, I'll make a motion to do a 5% increase.
I'll second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded to do a 5% increase. Is there any discussion? Roll call.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Bills?
Yes.
Reynolds?
Yes.
Griffin?
No.
Hammerfield?
Yes.
Jingula?
Yes.
5 in favor, 1 opposed, motion carries.